Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Southeast Iowa Union Sports Prep Sports Plus, presented by the Southeast Iowa Union and powered by Fairway Food Stores. We've got me, Andy Krutzinger, over here. My hair's kind of looking lighter today, is it not? We've got Jack and his Christmas lights behind him.
Yes, Christmas decor presented by Peter, who put all these up.
That a boy, Peter.
Can we hit the lights, Peter?
Oh, hit him. Yeah. I might have a Christmas tree behind me next week, so might be 2 weeks, but it might be next week. My kids really want to put up the Christmas tree immediately. I like waiting till after Thanksgiving. Oh yeah.
Peter didn't follow directions.
Real quick lightning round. Rank your top 5 holidays.
Oh. In no particular order. Well, no, there's a particular order. St. Patrick's Day is first.
Oh.
I'll
Party.
go Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter, I guess. 4th of July instead of Easter.
Oh yeah, 4th of July. I gotta go. I think Thanksgiving's my number one. I go Thanksgiving, Christmas. I might go Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of July, Easter, Halloween. It's different when you have children, but even children hate Thanksgiving, but they can never make me hate Thanksgiving. And it's coming up. Everyone likes to just forget about it. And I'm excited. Just excited. The holiday season is upon us. We've got merriment and joy. We're gonna talk a little. We're gonna talk a little winter sports, and we're gonna start. Not Peter, Jack. Gosh dang it, Jack. I am going to give you a hint about which sport we're going to talk about first. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
No! Man, I got a smaller ball. No! We're gonna have to redo this entire show.
Andy, you doing that with like the handheld camera just reminded me of that Joker scene where he's interrogating the fake Batman.
I'm a man of my word.
You just go, no!
Oh,
Remember the Heath Ledger Joker, and he's like,
oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, I love that movie.
That was just how you grabbed your computer and like turned, and then it's like a evil found footage villain.
You want to know how we got these ratings?
Exactly.
We're gonna talk a little basketball. We'll start with girls because we haven't seen a lot of boys basketball. The girls have gotten some Jamboree action. I'll let you start, Jack, and just chat. What have you seen in early Jamboree action for girls basketball? I think you just saw a few teams.
Yep. I've seen 3 of our teams.
Nice.
I was at Highland last Saturday for a little Jamboree action. It was them, Washington, and Cardinal. They played 20-minute games. They each played each other twice. I don't think any of the 3 teams had their full roster there. Cardinal might have. I know Highland didn't, had a few players just missing. Obviously, schedule conflicts happen with those. They're not official games, so it makes sense. But, some intriguing stuff. Washington and Cardinal, just kind of storylines wise, they're both under new management this year. Cardinal went 0-23 last year. They have a new coach in Nate Bissell, who chatted with him. He's pretty excited. They have 16 players on their team, which just with the kind of, I've had some conversations just about kind of the numbers in girls basketball in general being down and things like that. So that's pretty exciting for them, especially a team that, didn't have a great record last year. There might be some incentive, not much incentive to maybe go out if you don't want to, not win a lot of games, whatever. But they have a lot of players. He's excited about that. There are a lot of really young players, but he thinks they're going to be improved, kind of taking it one game at a time. He shouted out Brayley Sparks, a freshman on the team, who said really impressed him during the Jamboree portion and kind of in the early parts of the season. As the dog goes wild. But yeah, it was good to talk with him. And then Washington, they're going to be headed up by Colin Mulford, who I know Andy, very well from covering him at Mount Pleasant, former player there. He's in his first season, just coaching in general, head coaching in general, and he's going to lead Washington this year. They have some exciting players back. Leighton Messenger's playing this year for the first time since her freshman season. So she had some nice moments in the Jamboree games. Made a few shots, a couple layups. Again, not easy to deduce a ton of observations from just Jamboree games where teams are just going to look rusty. It's their first time playing another opponent all season, but Washington looks like it's going to have some good players. I think if Mulford gets his identity kind of established and things going pretty quickly, I think they have the talent to win more than 6 games like they did last year in the SEC. So they look pretty good. And then Highland, they had a media day on Friday before the Jamboree. So I got to talk to a few of their players and their coach, Jody Fink. They're really excited about this year. Got absolutely walloped by Springville in the playoffs last year, but went 11-5 in conference, finished 3rd. I think they're really gunning to win it this year. They got Cameron Fink back, who was an all-state player last year on the second team. And actually, I heard a stat. I didn't check this myself. I believe the only player in all of Iowa to get over 400 points and over 300 rebounds, I think was the number given to me. So she put up some really big numbers in his back. She was very excited that basketball season was back. I talked with her and said kind of this offseason she went and worked on her mid-range shot, so shot a lot of threes and a lot of layups last year, wanted to add that kind of third level of scoring. I talked to her. I talked to Haley Brunn, who's another returner for Highland, who has some big expectations for herself. She's trying to break the school record for steals in a career. Mentioned that to me, was one of the better players in the SEISC North defensively. They're going to run. They're going to press. They did a lot of that in the Jamboree games. They want to go fast and be kind of an intense team. They have a 6'1" freshman as well, who's pretty exciting. So gleaned some good observations. I think Highland, at least among our area teams, is going to be one of the better ones this year, and definitely going to push for that district division title in the SEISC North in a league where you had Columbus win it last year, and they have to replace a ton of talent, senior talent themselves. Highland's pretty young, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, there were some observations there from that Jamboree last Saturday.
For sure, yeah. Of those 3 teams you mentioned, first off, Highland, that freshman Kinsey Roos was a star in softball, and Highland. If there's a team I'm high on, it is Highland all the way. Last year, watching Cameron Fink jump into the scene as a freshman and immediately be one of the best players in Iowa, and just the amount of talent that they have, both the older girls and the younger girls, I'm very excited to see. They were just below Columbus last year. I covered a couple of Highland. I think did I do both Highland Columbus games? That was the big ticket last year. Highland Columbus and Lone Tree, those 3 teams going against each other. And I have seen Columbus. They played at the Mount Pleasant Jamboree, and they had a lot of seniors leave. So I would say Highland is the favorite in the North, and I'm excited about them. And then and as you mentioned, Washington was already going to be improved this year. With the girls that they had coming back, the fact that they have some new girls playing, especially Leighton Messenger, who was I believe she was on the all-union team as a freshman. I have to go back and check. She's a very good player. I'm excited to see them. And then the other one you mentioned was Cardinal, who I have seen. I actually saw last night. I was in Cardinal for half of the Jamboree. Now, there was a big girls basketball Jamboree last night. We had a crazy day yesterday, and I ended up going to girls wrestling. and that in Sigourney, and then basketball and Cardinal. And actually, there was a delay in the Sigourney girls wrestling meet by like 40 minutes or something like that. And so I missed Fairfield New London, but I got a kind of a scoop on that, and I just missed Hillcrest game against Davis County, but I saw Pekin and Cardinal play, and you mentioned the Cardinal did not win a game last year, and for what it's worth, they won their half of a jamboree last night against Pekin. Cardinal, when I look through their roster, I say, oh my gosh, there's so many girls that have been playing, for a couple of years now. Kobe Sainer is going to be awesome this year. Alexis Bissell, a senior. They've got just a handful of seniors. Summer LaRue, one of the best athletes in their entire school. So they've got a good senior class. People were excited about this year for Cardinal girls basketball. Also, the most presidential name I've ever heard on one of our teams, Jack, is
I know what you're going to say. Yeah,
Kennedy Van Trump. Kennedy Van Trump. Not every part of her name is a
former president. Yeah,
yeah. I'm on Van Buren Street right now, so it speaks to me.
There you go.
But Cardinal looked like they were ready last night. Pekin looked way better at the very end of the half. They started to come back. The North girls, I think, are going to be a lot of got a bark coming up here. I think it's going to be Highland, and then everyone's kind of chasing them. I've seen Winfield Mount Union, which is dealing with two big injuries from volleyball season, with Buffington and Milks both getting hurt in volleyball season. Waco could be a team to watch. Waco is a team that has enough talent and ball handling that they could battle with Highland for sure. Mitch Dre is I saw him briefly at the watching the Mount Pleasant one. He is going to be the Waco girls coach. He was the Hillcrest girls coach, and kind of got them into a competitive spot despite having like 5 girls out. And so the North should be fun. The SEC, I think our teams are chasing the Southern teams. The Lee County teams in Burlington, Keokuk, and Fort Madison all finished better than our 3 teams last year. But I would say with Washington, Mount Pleasant, and Fairfield, all 3 of them should be better than last year. Whatever they were last year, they should be taking a step up. So Fairfield and Mount Pleasant are both very similar, where they didn't get a lot of wins last year. They only got 1 win each in conference against each other, but they bring a lot of their kids back. And I know that Fairfield beat New London 52-4 in the Jamboree game last night. So I talked to Brian Witzenberg, who was watching the other games, and he was excited. I'll see a lot of teams this Friday. I'm going to see Winfield and New London play, and then I'm going to see Fairfield play against the house.
And those count.
And those count. Those are real Friday games. Fairfield Sheraton on Friday night. So yeah. And for what it's worth, the games that I guess I wrote down some final scores here. I didn't get the final on the Hillcrest game because I couldn't find someone new, but Davis County scored 50-something points. Davis County looked good. So Hillcrest had a tough opponent in their first one. Winfield Union played Burlington, who would be the SEC favorite this year, and they were leading after the first quarter, and then Burlington just went crazy and beat them 39-19. Of course, these are Jamboree games, so these are getting a lot of kids in, and the scores don't matter that much. But just for what it's worth, Madison Kellogg had 9 points for them, and then Mount Pleasant beat Columbus 30-15. Abigail Shelengoski, who was a bench player for them as a freshman last year, now a sophomore. I think she's going to be the breakout. She's going to be the breakout player for them. She had a couple of games last year where you kind of said, "Oh, this kid's going to be able to score a bunch of points," and she looked pretty confident. The jump between freshman and sophomore in basketball is often very big, which is another reason I'm excited to see Highland because of their sophomores and freshmen. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm excited to see Keota. I think they should be a little better in girls basketball. And that's it. Jack, you're still learning on the go. You weren't in the area last year for basketball season.
No. I do love basketball though. This is my probably favorite sport to cover. It's definitely the sport I have the most experience with covering. So you'll be hearing a lot from me with hoop. So
It is a exciting time to be alive. So that was really just us getting hyped about girls basketball. When we come back, we're going to get hyped about boys basketball, of which neither of us have really seen a lot of, but we'll do a little speculating because if there's one thing that people love, it's media guys speculating. And so when we come back, we're going to talk a little boys hoops.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
At WCHC, our goal is to take great care of our patients and our staff.
We are able to approach you, take care of your issues, but also give you a path, as far as referrals or treating you right then and there.
Our role in the community is taking care of something that matters to everyone. It's their family and their health.
More than you expect for your health care.
What's up, everybody? It's Boys Hoop Time on Prep Sports Plus by the Southeast Iowa Union. Powered by Jack. Who?
that would be Fairway Food Stores.
Fairway Food Stores. Go get you some soup. Oh, it's almost soup season. Could I do soup for lunch today?
Is it almost soup season? I feel like it is soup season. It's mid-November.
Should I have soup for lunch today?
Sure.
I might soup it up.
Oh.
Lightning round, top 5 soups. Top 3 soups.
Tomato, chicken noodle.
Those are the big 2.
Gravy.
Oh, and just straight up gravy?
Is gravy a soup? I don't think gravy is a soup.
If chili's a soup,
I don't know.
Gravy's a soup. I don't think gravy.
Just like vegetable, probably just like vegetable soup.
Vegetables. I'd go chicken tortilla 1, chicken noodle 2.
Chicken tortilla.
And if chili's I like chili, I guess. Chicken noodle soup, you just can't go wrong.
Chicken tortilla would be my 3rd instead of vegetable. Chili. Chili's goated.
Ah, man, I'm excited. It is goated. And you know what else is goated? Area high school boys basketball. Now, Jack, who's not working for us last year during boys basketball, will be learning a lot in the coming days.
I learned
me, I'm learning. Did you just do? Is that The Simpsons? I'm learning.
I'm learning.
That's my second Simpsons reference in as many days or in as many shows.
Super Nintendo Chalmers.
Did that boy just say, "What's a battle"? No, he said, "What's that rattle?" He has a disease. He has a disease that makes him pronounce all his B's as R's. Yes.
Me fail English? Well, that's impossible. I love Ralph Wiggum, one of my heroes.
I'm in danger.
Go banana. All right. What do you know about boys basketball so far in your research, Jack?
Well, first of all, I know that we have a former Montverde product that we will be covering in this conference. And oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his last name already. Jackson Clark. I knew his name was Jackson. I couldn't remember Clark.
Yep.
Other than that, not a ton. I know it's kind of similar to the girls in terms of results, but I don't know. Enlighten me. I mean, what should I know and what should the people know?
I like that. In turn, you play the role of interviewer because and of course my brain, I got the old man brain. I'm 35 now. I have to go wait a minute, basketball. And then my brain has to knock away all the spring sports and the summer sports and get back to basketball season. In the SEC, I think this year could be wild, and this is why. Last year it was kind of Keokuk was up there and Fort Madison was up there. They had a lot of seniors on both teams, but I think Fort Madison won the conference at 8-2. But there was a lot of teams beating each other. It was not not Blowout City. Washington did beat Fort Madison once. I think Fairfield beat Fort Madison once last year. Did Washington beat Keokuk? Maybe there were a lot of close games. So just starting from the top from last year, Keokuk and Fort Madison had a lot of seniors, but the best player coming back, Jackson Clark from Keokuk, is phenomenal down low. Very hard to stop, as our three teams in the SEC have learned a lot. And then, Burlington lost a good amount of seniors. I think that they probably will be around those two. And so the challenge will be for our three teams to try and get into that echelon. And Washington was the best of our three teams last year. They went 5-5. Lost their leading scorer, Logan McDowell. That will be big, but they've got a few big players coming back. Rajon Roth, Nick Stone, Drew Conrad, who started like 3 years for them. I think that skill-wise, they're one of our more skilled teams. Mount Pleasant, size-wise, I believe, might be if you take away the fact that Keokuk's got the biggest guy, I don't think anyone can match up with Mount Pleasant size-wise. They did not have a good season last year, but they bring back 99% of their scoring, I believe. And then Fairfield will be the team that's more trying to rebuild. They had with their seniors last year. They had a kid, Riley Perkins, who was probably the best player of our kids. He was awesome. He was knocked down from three. He was.
I do know he's playing. I think he's playing in college. I think I looked that up.
Playing in college, he beat last year one of our best games. Riley Perkins got fouled on a 3 at the buzzer in Mount Pleasant, down 2 in Mount Pleasant. Got fouled. I think they ended up putting like 0.4 seconds left, and he hit all 3 free throws to knock off Mount Pleasant. That was a wild.
It's like Kyle Guy against Auburn in the Final Four in 2019.
Very good NCAA basketball reference. And there are a few kids that we'll be talking a lot of in spring and summer sports aren't playing this year, so they'll have a lot of newbies. Drew Myers is a big one for them coming back. He had some big games last year, so I think Fairfield will be the newest of our teams, followed by Washington, but Washington's got a little head start because of going 5-5 last year, and then Mount Pleasant might be the sneaky team because of just having everybody back. And as I said, they will be. I think they'll be one of the bigger teams physically. So what that is going to end up doing is I think a lot of the games are going to be close. Only 2 of the top 10 scorers in the SEC returning from last year. That doesn't happen very often. So you got any what you got any questions?
No, I mean I could do the SEISC in terms of looking ahead.
That's right.
I did write about that.
You sure did.
I didn't cover it last season directly, but
the Super Duper Conference.
Yeah, the Super Duper Conference. The North was really competitive. Hillcrest Academy topped the division on basically a tiebreaker. Them and Waco both went 14-2, but Hillcrest went 21-4 overall. Waco went 18-6. So Hillcrest won that. Pekin was really good last year at 13-3. The South teams kind of rebuilding. Van Buren County and New London were in 7th and 8th, so they'll have to kind of try and build back up a little bit. But it'll be pretty compelling. Some familiar names coming back for at least our Union side. Columbus can get Ellis Hills Carrier back. Cole Milliken for Pekin, who we saw on the football field a ton. Highland also had a scorer in the top 10, Bryce Hazelet, who averaged like 14 points a game. So a couple of guys, London Franklin, be exciting to see him. He was an exciting football player that I got to watch once for New London, and then their season got canceled, so didn't get to see him again. So I'll be excited to see him on the hardwood. And VBC, Will Cockrell, another football player, both quarterbacks for their football teams, kind of the better basketball players for VBC and New London. So it should be exciting. We'll see how well Hillcrest does if they're gonna try and defend their regular season crown. Waco, Pekin, Winfield, Mount Union went 14-10. They were fourth, so they were right behind. So the North should have a lot of good teams, and a decent amount of returning scoring in the North. The South had a lot of seniors leave from some of the better teams like West Burlington and Holy Trinity. So there should be maybe a little bit more, some new names, maybe a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh no,
parody.
It starts with
I'm looking for the word parody.
Parody. Thank you. Yes, parody in the debate.
Let's see. Somebody hates parody. Opie just loves blowout games. You mentioned the South. The kids that graduated last year from those teams were some of the best players for the last few years from West Burlington, Holy Trinity, Notre Dame. So Van Buren County and New London might be a little sneaky just by the fact that they're not playing teams that are last year the South was stacked.
Yeah, Mason Watkins for West Burlington averaged 30.3 points per game. He was the leading scorer.
He was awesome to watch. They have there's definitely a vacuum in the South. Now in the North, I think that Pekin is
Mason Watkins is a Division I basketball player now.
Yeah, who's he playing for?
He is a North Florida Osprey.
North Florida Osprey. What a name, Osprey.
The Ospreys.
Is that after the bird or the military equipment?
I think the bird. He has not played yet this season, but that's cool for him.
He was West Burlington was so, I say fun to watch. There wasn't really because they were playing against our teams and scoring a ridiculous amount of points. But so I'm excited to see New London and Van Buren for sure because of that. In the North, I think Pekin, they got a lot of those kids who are on the basketball team, and Cole Milliken, their cross-country star, Milliken and Glick and Henry Adam. They should be fun. They do lose Will Adam, who's one of the best players last year. Hillcrest Academy, one of my favorite games from last year is I covered Hillcrest Academy versus Kyoto in the tournament, and it was like a backyard brawl at Hillcrest Academy. But their court is just so cool, and it was just one of those years for both teams where they got a lot of people in that gym. Hillcrest Academy did lose a couple of big players, Mason Bender, Bryce Bailey, a lot of the kids that we saw in baseball season that did so well, Seth Hours. So they'll have to have some kids step up. Same with Kyoto. Kyoto has to replace Billy Kindred, who was the captain of our all-union team, who was just awesome last year. So, but Hillcrest is one of Hillcrest and Kyoto both are just basketball schools, so I could see them coming back. Winfield Mount Union, Isaac Jonah Egley from Waco. The Egleys, I get confused. There's a lot of them. Is now at Winfield Mount Union. Winfield Mount Union has some size coming back. Just a couple of years ago, Winfield Mount Union was a state basketball contender. And that was the year with Abram Edwards and Cam Buffington and all of them. And then they had to take a step back as they replaced those guys, and they're kind of scooting back up there. So I think like the Winfield versus Pekin game should be fun this year. Highland was down last year, but they should be on the come up a little bit this year. So in the North, and Columbus, I've talked to a couple of North coaches, and Columbus has been a name that they have mentioned. They didn't have a good year last year scoring wise, but they had some of those games where you went, oh wait a minute, these younger kids there's something about them, and so they had some excitement last year. I think the North is going to be super fun. But you know what? The small schools in general will be fun. Cardinal and Mid Prairie, both non-super duper schools, non-super duper conference schools. Mid Prairie will be a team to watch for sure. They have a lot of those football kids. They've got Henry and Weber and Ehrenfeld, and they'll probably be our most athletic team. Definitely of the small schools, if you can even count Mid Prairie as a small school, because they're kind of in the middle. But a lot of it. I'm excited. I just love basketball season, just like you. Just getting into the gym and the excitement at the beginning of basketball season when you don't know who's going to be good, and you kind of get to see all this stuff, and then it's just I'm excited. I'm excited for some real games. Those jamborees are like they're like little appetizers.
Yeah, I'm excited for the action. It'll be a lot of fun. One more quick note on the girls' side too. I was at Mid Prairie's little girls basketball media availability night, so I talked to a couple of their players, and their first year head coach Jenny Hobbs, who I really love talking to, obviously former player, played at Iowa State, and is really excited. They're going to get up and down. She said they want to run a lot and have a lot of shooting, so they should be a fun team. Some interesting player, a couple volleyball players from that state team are on the basketball team, and Hobbs coached softball for them too, so coached a lot of them in softball and kind of has the chemistry from that. So it should be exciting for them.
Yeah, it should be a fun year for Mid Prairie, as it has been. The basketball season is there's not a school this year that's going to have a boring basketball season. I'll tell you that. There's a lot of early excitement for a number of our schools, so I'm excited to get going. And by next week, everybody, we're going to have real game stories for you, because Friday night's when the girls start. But that's not all that happens in winter sports. And when we come back to Prep Sports Plus, we'll give you a little primer on a little wrestling. I was at some wrestling last night, and we'll talk a little bowling. So stick with us. Do not touch that dial.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Celebrate the season at the Mount Pleasant Festival of Lights with over 180 dazzling light displays. It's the perfect holiday tradition for families, friends, and loved ones. Experience the magic from the comfort of your car, and on select nights, bring the kids to meet Santa himself. Don't miss this enchanting event that brings holiday spirit to life. For directions, dates, times, and ticket info, head to oldthreshers.com. The Mount Pleasant Festival of Lights, where holiday magic comes to life.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Hello. Oh man, I just had a great idea. I always have great ideas late. Welcome back to Prep Sports Plus.
What's your idea?
Well, we're talking wrestling. Of course, my dog leaves. He's upstairs goofing around, but I should have brought my laptop up, and he likes to wrestle. I should have summoned him to attack when we started talking about wrestling. Believe it or not, the dog that barks very loudly, even at 10 whatever years old, is also a big roughhouser. I'm going to talk a little wrestling. By the way, powered by Fairway Food Store, the best place on earth. Mecca of meats, Guggenheim of groceries.
Guggenheim of groceries.
Remind me to tell you a story about that after this, after we go off air, Jack. The people, if you know, you know, but I can't repeat the Hunter said something very crazy one time that was funny. I was at some wrestling last night, Sigourney Kyoto. Now I wasn't there for the whole thing because I double dutied it. Just took some pictures, got a little mat action, sitting on the mat, watching the chaos. I'm gonna read off some of our champions from last night, and I haven't even done the story on this, so I'm getting surprised by it since I left early. But one name I definitely am not surprised about. Pekin's 110-pounder Lexa Nelson, a returning state qualifier, wins the 110-pound bracket at Sigourney Keota High School. I'm clicking through the brackets as I say this, so I'm gonna just sometimes I'm gonna start just talking into nothing. You won't know though because I'm really good at hiding it when I'm just talking about nothing while I'm scrolling through trying to find my ex champion. So it'll shock you, and then I'll say something like, "Oh, we needed more champions last night. We needed more champions last night. That's not a champion from Mars, but I'll tell you what, Lexa Nelson, 110 champion. She's a wrestler to watch this year. I remember talking to her on the oh my gosh, I forgot that Eddie Blakesberg was there, hogging all the championships. I'll tell you what, it doesn't take long for these high schools to figure out girls wrestling is a new sport, Jack. So some schools just one of those is Pekin. They just grabbed the girls wrestling mantle, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, Pekin's got 100 girls out, and they're filling the state brackets and stuff. Eddyville Blakesburg was there last night. They're very similar. By the way, I got to see Waco. I got to see some Mid Prairie. Got to see a little Washington. Wow, Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont. Just want to clap for them as I'm looking through these champions. Everybody go read the story. Haley Pedrick of Pekin made the championship match at 140 and fell at 145. That's not us. That's Lisbon. At 155. You're learning about the weights for girls wrestling. Here we go. Mid Prairie's Sophie Miller, a senior, wasn't even seeded 1 or 2 yesterday, flies through the 155-pound bracket and wins. Big returner there for Mid Prairie. She won at 155. Congratulations, Sophie Miller was that our second champion. Nobody in the championship at 170. I'm now checking 190, where Ellie Callahan of Mid Prairie, a state returner, another senior. Mid Prairie senior girls are very strong this year. Mid Prairie and Pekin both, those older girls, they've been wrestling for a while at this point. Check out this from Callahan. Pin in 156. Well, she had a double bye. And a pin in the championship in less than 1 minute. You warming up your burrito for 1 minute in the microwave at the start of Ellie Callahan's match. She has gotten the pin before your food is ready. And at 235, girl from Newton. So we had a few champs, a couple from Mid Prairie, one from Pekin, a second placer from Pekin. And Waco was there. Sigourney Keota was there. Girls wrestling, man, there's nothing like it. It was chaos. I'll tell you what, Jack. Showed up to Sigourney. Now, Sigourney isn't the biggest school in the world, but it looked like the parking lot looked like the parking lot of an NFL game. There were so many people at the Sigourney game, the Sigourney Keota wrestling meet. Someone mentioned this might be a fire hazard. As many people, it was standing room only, in the most sense. And there's 3 mats going. There's a JV mat going in the other court, and there's 2 in the main court. And it was just pop after pop, chaos everywhere. And that's just what girls wrestling is all about. It's when a sport is new and so successful like girls wrestling has been, they sanction girls wrestling, and it's just been going up and up and up. And people get excited, Jack.
Love to hear it. Yeah, I'm excited to cover it. We have it seems like a lot of talented wrestlers on the girls and the boys side that have, in a lot of schools have sent wrestlers to state. So we'll be locked in.
We will be locked in. Fairfield boys will have a good amount of state wrestlers back. Mount Pleasant girls, I've heard, have 10, which is a big number for girls wrestling. Last year or the last couple of years, our best girls teams have been Mid Prairie, Pekin, Waco's had a couple girls go far. Fairfield Samantha Lyons got 5th last year, I believe. She's a potential state state finalists this year. So I'm excited for the girls. Boys will start next week. Mount Pleasant was the champion last year in the SEC. It was their first one in a long time. I think the SEC will be topsy-turvy in boys wrestling. And so, Jack, if you want to learn about boys wrestling and read about what's going on and see pictures, where would be the first place you'd look?
Dude, probably the Southeast Iowa Union.com. That's probably where I would go. Maybe look at our 2024-25 All-Union team. Got a lot of good returners.
Ooh, who are those, Jack?
I can read you some right now. I'll go from, let's see. I've got to make sure that some of these aren't seniors. You might have to correct me.
If you say one that's a senior, I'll just yell senior.
Okay. Thank you for Kyoto. I know he's back. Peyton Walker, Mount Pleasant.
Graduated.
Yeah, he's gone. All right, there you go.
That's what I like.
From Fairfield was on our team. I think he's gone. No, is he back?
Back. I'll say back or graduated.
In Reese, he's back.
Back.
Washington. Good football player as well. This one I already saw. Ramsey Davis, good player for Mount Pleasant's football team, back on the mat. Zandrick Allison for Fairfield is also back. He's not back. Aaron Boone from Washington, he's gone.
Graduated.
He's gone. I believe Kane Forcine from New London is back. Unless I'm thinking of a different one. Nope. I think Cale McCabe from Fairfield is also gone. No, he's back.
Senior.
He's back.
Senior Cale McCabe. If I'm going to bet my life on somebody to take home a state title this year, I think he might be our best. And we have a lot of real shots this year. And
Ian Mays from Waco had a really good freshman year. I know that.
One of the coolest looking wrestlers we got, Ian Mays.
And that I believe is it for returners. A lot of guys, a lot of good players.
I'm excited. Jack's gonna get really into wrestling. We got bowling starting. Not yet. Bowling's coming up. We're ready to do it. We're ready to do this thing. We're ready to see if our teams can knock off the juggernaut that is Keokuk bowling. And we'll have more on that next week as well, as we jump right into winter sports season, the Thanksgiving season. What are you thankful for? No, don't tell me yet, because I want you to think for the next week about what you're thankful for, Jack and Peter.
Okay.
And
thankful for Fairway Food Stores.
That's what we were thankful for last year, and I think I'm probably going to do the same one this year, because it's good that the place that you're thankful for is the place where you can get a lot of Thanksgiving groceries. Yeah. Do you have any closing thoughts, Jack?
No, I'm excited for winter sports. I'm very excited. Basketball is always a fave of mine to cover, so I'm excited to see what area teams can step up.
Looking for another ball so I can have another shot at it, but I think I'm going to end the show 0 for 2. I don't want to mess up these socks that my wife sorted out. I thought about making some shots, but fans, friends, everyone, we love you, we cherish you, and we'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel. See you next time.